Hello. Hi. I'm back. Um. Okay. How you guys doing? Welcome. Trying to collect myself. I just got back in. Got a little bit of caffeine. So so the presser is starting in 30 minutes. What we could do. There's a couple of things we can talk about. I'm saying there's a couple of things, but I haven't even looked at. I've only looked at one thing. I'm just preemptively hoping I find other things, So authorities narrowed their faces to Idaho suspect after tracing ownership of white car and DNA. And so they found this. So I don't think it was actually. Okay, hold on. Let me just read this shit before I even say. Authorities narrowed their focus to suspect Bryan Kohberger, who was arrested on a first-degree murder warrant in connection with the killings of the 4 University of Idaho students, according to the documents and sources. After tracing his ownership to the white Hyundai Elantra seen in the area, which they're saying it's some other vehicle. I don't even know if it's really a white Hyundai Elantra. Did it just say like a Kia Forte or something like that? What do they call that weird car? And I was wondering too, maybe I should join the ad. Do we have an admin voice chat? Should I hear what the admin's got to say? Or just the regular general people? That's what we got going on. Okay. Okay. I'm reading this stuff. Let me get the chat going on here. So thank you guys for coming back. I appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure, by the way, I'm probably gonna be on News Nation tonight discussing this. I'm not exactly sure what part of this. So I'll let you guys know in advance too about that. And this is just crazy news. Like I said, I was really thinking that, like, I thought it was gonna go cold. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have kind of like underestimated the police. I thought they didn't have much, because of the experience, because of the lack of like crimes that happen there that often. For the people that missed it, this was the guy, the killer, accepting his graduation ceremony, PhD graduation ceremony. For anybody that missed it, it's just a couple of seconds. I'll show it real quick. Call that guy right
Jessica Krahansel. Jessica is the program assistant for graduate nursing in the Division of Nursing. Brina McIntyre. Alyssa Schmidt.
Did he pass already? Shit, I didn't even see the guy pass.
The program assistant for graduate nursing in the Division of.
It's a straight face. Why didn't you? Most people are smiling. Hey, thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. This guy got like a stone cold, like, is that normal? I don't know. What? Maybe are some people like that serious? I guess during graduation, maybe. Somebody said here, master's, not PhD. Okay, I could be incorrect then. I was going off of the title here, but it could be wrong. It says here PhD ceremony. Okay, there you go. You're right in the chat. It's Straw NYG says not his PhD graduation, master's. Okay, so thank you. His master's he's collecting here. And so I would think that, like, I don't know. I mean, I know everybody reacts differently, but like everybody's like smiling. It's just that momentous occasion. Thank you. So glad and grateful. This alleged killer over here is like, where were we at? I think around here. Let's see his reaction.
Jessica Krahansel. Jessica is the program assistant for.
Kim says Master of Arts in Criminology. Thank you. Okay.
Graduate nursing in the Division of Nursing.
I mean, some people are just stoic too, I guess. I don't know. And maybe I'm just reading into it because now of the charges or whatever, Does it really matter? Probably not, maybe. All right, let me see what else we got. And if you want, we can do calls. I gotta fix the title too of this. Like a lot of multitasking. Let me just do this first. Okay, let's see. I feel like on this situation, I feel like the sleuths might get more than the media for now, as far as the inside information about this guy. And I'm kind of wondering, not that I want his family hunted or anything like that, but I'm just kind of curious. Sometimes, like you look at Jeffrey Dahmer, his father came out and did interviews and stuff like that. I think his mother was more quiet. I don't know if his mother ever did interviews. I think she wasn't really in his life, but the father had did interviews. And so I'm just wondering if those parents will make any kind of statement, you know, or any friends will come forward. Let's see. Over here. And I think if we do calls, maybe we should wait till after the presser, since we're almost there anyway. Maybe we should wait till new details, if new details come out, and then do it. Let me just fix this screen too. There we go.
On standing by Evan Lambert, correspondent there in D.C. Evan, I understand you have learned some more background information on this suspect, Bryan Kohberger.
Yeah, Nicole, we've been learning a little bit just over the last few hours.
His sister's a counselor, really? Dahmer's mother abandoned him, I think. I know they had left him too in that house. The mom dipped out, and the father kind of dipped out too for a while. Left him to his own devices at home.
Here in kind of a
with Dahmer.
Drip situation from court documents, also from online records as well. Of course, we know that Kohberger is 28 years old. Court documents say that he is from Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. That is near the Poconos in northeastern Pennsylvania. Not too far from where he remains in custody.
And one of the most interesting callers that we had, I think in the last one, well, there was two. Or was it the same one? I don't even know. Everything's all clouded now. But there was the lady that was explaining about how close the Washington State University and the University of Idaho and the murder scene, and how a lot of times these people go back and forth. Or like WSU students will go into Moscow and they'll go into the bars or different places, and it's a common thing. And there's even like a back trail that you can take from both schools and stuff.
According to those same court documents, at the Monroe County Jail, awaiting extradition eventually to Idaho, as we suspect, which would make sense here. We do know that there is a hearing set for the 3rd of January at 3:30 in the afternoon. And as we have started to learn a little bit more about this suspect's background, this coming from online records from Washington State University, where we know he was a PhD candidate in criminology and criminal justice. We also have confirmed that he graduated from DeSale University in Pennsylvania. This according to a commencement program from May 2022, where he received his master's in criminal justice. So that program confirming that, and we actually just not too long ago did get a statement from DeSale University. They say on Friday, December 30th, DeSale University learned of the arrest of Bryan Kohberger in connection with the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger received a bachelor's degree in 2020 and completed his graduate studies in June 2022. As a Catholic Salesian community, we are devastated by this senseless tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims' families during this difficult time. And we also know, it appears, according to online records and searches, that Kohberger, at his time at DeSales, he posted on Reddit seeking volunteers for a research study. That study was trying to find out about the emotions and psychological traits and the influence that that has on people when they decide to commit a crime. So that post was actually in a channel for ex-felons. I believe it was ex-felons or ex-cons. And he appears to have posted in Reddit asking about volunteers for this research study. We don't know if that was a central part of his master's work, but again, according to the university and that 2022 commencement program, he did graduate from DeSale with a master's in criminal justice. Nicole?
All right, Evan Lambert with some more information on this suspect now in custody. Evan, thank you for that.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, I'm scanning to the see. See, Laura sent me a link. Read this article about a high school friend. What? Let me take a look at this. Let's see. Let's take a look. If you guys could hit like too, please, if you haven't already, I appreciate that. And did you get a notification for this stream? This one I think should have had a notification. Hopefully you got it. If not, I don't know. YOLO, I guess. Screen. Okay, yeah, we actually looked at this article, but I was wondering. Oh, we got a friend here. Okay, all right, Laura. Thank you for this article. Nick McCullen, deadly mistake. Put in your name there. I mean, I'm kind of trolling, but the internet. 26, who was friends with Kohberger in high school and vocational school and had been following the Moscow murders, told the Daily Beast he was floored to see Kohberger had been arrested. He described Kohberger as a down-to-earth member of his friend group who was overweight when they graduated junior year. And so they had sent me pictures earlier. If you guys, I know I'm bad at checking the admin chat. If you guys have that school graduation picture or whatever, I don't know what that was, whatever they call it. You could see he was there. His name was there. Somebody had emailed it to me and he was like a little bit chubbier back then, it seems like. And so over here, it says here, described as down to earth, member of his friend group who was overweight when they graduated junior year. But at the start of senior year, Kohberger was thinner than a rail, and he turned aggressive. He said he also picked up a new hobby, taking boxing classes. He always wanted to fight somebody. He was bullying people. We started cutting him off from our friend group because he was 100% a different person. So what happened here? Senior year. So he loses this weight, and it seems like, because the other picture from his... Okay. Can we censor these images though? Can we get it, like, when you have a chance, can somebody just I mean, I know these people are not kids anymore or whatever, but like, can we censor these and send it back to me when you have a chance? And then I'll show everybody that. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Slow the chat. Okay. Before I get in trouble. Slow the chat. Okay. So while I wait for this to update. So I always wanted to fight somebody. At first he was down to earth, overweight. And then senior year, he became thinner than a rail. I wonder if he started taking anything. Was he taking any substances? Runner Girl says steroids. Roid rage, Adderall, rejection. Some people, I'm just reading what the chat is saying. Slow the chat. You didn't miss the presser. We didn't start yet. It's coming in 15 minutes. So he always wanted to fight somebody. He was bullying people. We started cutting him off from our friend group because he was 100% a different person. Asked what might have contributed to the change that summer, McCullen said, "We have no idea." McCullen went on to say that he heard that Kohberger would spend half of the school day at Pleasant Valley High before heading to Monroe County's vocational school, where they took classes related to heating and air conditioning work. He said that Kohberger also took criminal justice courses to potentially become a cop. Oh, Lord. McCullen said that the friendship ended when Kohberger began putting moves on his girlfriend. He was like reaching out to her saying, "I can get us a bottle and we can hang out." Damn. You got notified? Okay, cool. Thank you. Wow. The arrest signifies a long-awaited breakthrough after the 4 friends were stabbed to death. Okay. Okay, well, that was an interesting read. So a little bit of insight. Thank you, Laura, for sending that. Maybe we'll get some more people coming forward. Amazing. Thank you, Mo. Okay. So this is him right here. And what I don't know, what is this, high school or something? Or it's not kindergarten, right? I mean, I'm just kidding, but the kids these days, everybody's the hormones and everything and the foods now, everybody's bigger now. Looks like high school or something, right? And there's his name, Bryan Kohberger. It's meth, his friend says so. Did they? Can you tell me where they said that? And Diane, I can see you in the chat. I know somewhere you were saying nobody can't see you. We can see you in the chat, FYI. So that was him. Oh, they found, and this was like they found this like hours ago. I just kind of wanted to wait, but yeah, the sleuths are finding. They're digging. I wonder if his nose, and people talking about the nose. Let me get the most sent another image. Let's see. Oh, Diggs found it. Okay. Thank you, Diggs. All right. So here's the nose. Okay. His nose almost looks a little bit normal. I mean, unless it's just because of the graininess and stuff. Because we just wondered if something happened to him, right? At some point that his nose became. Let me see in this picture. Well, and then we got the more. Let's see. I guess they're all Nosegate. Online sleuths investigating the nose. I don't know what he did. Did he have some sort of surgery or something? It does look like boxer's nose, because he did do boxing, right? Maybe that's boxer's nose. That's a good explanation. KCTV said that. Yeah, this is the alleged killer. This is the guy that was arrested. Yeah. Maybe he was getting his ass kicked in boxing. Because the thing is, let's see. You get more angular in your face as you age and lose weight. Shit, that doesn't feel like this happened to me, but it's probably true. So what are they talking about? Adderall and meth. Where have people heard that? Where are those coming from? Those allegations. Oh Lord, somebody said Coke nose. The nose. He's so dumb. Oh my God. We got 8 minutes left, guys. So we're almost there for the presser. Just a different angle. Yeah, I want to know too, Anthony. Anthony says, I want to know how he's connected to the group. Xana May, how you doing? Thank you for the super chat. Says serial killer vibe, smart, charismatic, calm. What the F? New Ted Bundy? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know. Victoria, thank you so much for the super chat. He I guess he wanted to study these criminals, either to learn from them, improve, or just maybe curiosity. He had a fascination. Miles, can you tell that when he was arrested, he asked? Yeah, he did. Yeah. We talked about that earlier on Bryan Enton's Twitter post, which was interesting. Maybe if there was anybody else involved or anybody else that had knowledge, maybe he'll start snitching. And just here, just more. Oh, Nancy Lou. I like this lady. These are the speakers for the upcoming Idaho 4 news conference. Jazz sent this to me on Twitter. Live Nation News coverage coming up. So these are the people talking. Okay. Chief James Fry, Prosecutor Bill Thompson, Colonel Kedrick Wills, and President Scott Green. So, okay, so those are the people coming up. And it is 1 p.m. Pacific time and 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so in 5 minutes. 5 minutos. We're about to get started. I'd like to actually have one extra backup stream in case. I should probably see if I can find one. Just in case, you never know. So I don't have to scramble last minute. Oh, and I saw somebody. I didn't mean to ignore your. Shit. Somebody, I'm sorry. Jackie, thank you so much for the 12-month membership. NYC Latina, LOL. Sent a gift via Cash App on the 23rd. Got it? Tarot card Looney triggered me again. Let me see. I was going to check my email. That apparently I closed out. Ooh. Lisa sent this. Let me see if I can squeeze it. We got 5 minutes. Thank you, Jazz, for the backup. The backup link. All right, we got the backup link. Amazing. Oh. Okay. Now, this image that has disappeared. Okay. I don't know why I can't find this. Okay. That's why. Oh, there we go. I thought it was starting. It is getting ready to start. Okay, so this here says this guy saying Bryan bought the knife from him off market, and that there was another guy waiting in the car. So the statement Bryan asked about whether anyone else was arrested could be legit. It's legit. You can see my Facebook Marketplace account I've been selling for years. He drove from PA to get this knife for $350. It's rare and discontinued knife meant for cutting skin. From what I remember, dude was nice. He was with another guy who sat in the car, flipped open the knife. I told him that you can use a zip tie as an Emerson wave for it. He paid me the money and drove off. This was in October. I wonder, Interesting, if that's true.
Public's help in assisting.
Watch live.
This.
Okay, we got a couple of backup live links. Thank you, guys.
Murder, obviously, a lot of people feel know that there has been an arrest. A lot of people anxious to hear how they were able to make the connection to this suspect and those four students who were killed. This was a crime that obviously affected way more than just the Idaho community. It went nationwide and even international.
Yeah, international news for sure. There really has been limited information in terms of details about this case released publicly by police. Maybe the biggest piece of information released a few weeks ago was this information about a Hyundai Elantra car.
So Flossie
we're looking for
me.
anybody who may have seen that car near that residence.
Flossie called me and said, bullshit. Like, what are you talking about? She said, bullshit. I said, why? And it says, over here, it says, flipped open the knife. And from what we were told from the police, it was a fixed blade knife, right? So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Somebody said, Mel, it has started. I have 3 live streams going at the same time, and I can tell you that the press conference hasn't started yet. I got 3 news stations up plus the official webpage. So we're looking at it. It's live. We're just waiting. Ahora empieza.
Thank you for coming today. Last night, in conjunction with the Pennsylvania State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, detectives arrested 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case. Kohberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. We will provide as much information as we can about the extradition to Idaho and the criminal process. However, due to Idaho state law, we are limited in what information we can release today until Kohberger has his initial appearance in Idaho court. I want to express my appreciation to our local community, the people of Idaho, and those throughout our nation who provided information to help us investigate these murders has been very impressive. We've received over 19,000 tips, and we've conducted over 300 interviews. To recap this case, on the evening of November 12th, Kaylee and Madison arrived home at about 1:56 a.m. after visiting a local bar and street food vendor. Ethan and Xana were at the Sigma Chi house before arriving home around 1:45 a.m. The 2 surviving roommates had also been in the community but returned around 1 a.m. On the morning of November 13th, a 911 call was made at 11:58 a.m. reporting an unconscious person at the residence. The call came from inside the home from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. Moscow police responded and found 2 victims on the 2nd floor and 2 victims on the 3rd floor. On November 17th, autopsies were conducted and the Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 victims. The cause and manner of death was homicide by stabbing. Some had defensive wounds, and each had been stabbed multiple times. These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process. This was a very complex and extensive case. We developed a clear picture over time, and we stand assured that the work is not done, but be assured the work is not done. This has just started. Since November, we have remained laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice for the victims and their families. I recognize the frustration with the lack of information that's been released. However, providing any details in this criminal investigation might have tainted the upcoming criminal prosecution or alerted the suspect of our progress. We will continue to provide as much information as we can as the process moves forward. Today, I want to specifically thank our dedicated Moscow Police Department detectives, patrol officers, the Idaho State detectives, the Idaho State troopers, and their crime lab technicians and scientists, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for the resources and personnel to conduct this massive investigation. It was the dedication of them and the persistence and the numerous hours that led to an arrest. Fortunately, these highly skilled people worked together as a cohesive team to solve this case. I also want to thank our community and the nation. Over the past 6 weeks, I've been continually reminded of how much our community cares. Locally, public support has been exceptional with kind words, food for investigators, and letters of support. You will never know how much your words of encouragement help us through these trying times. I appreciate each of you and each of your kindness. Agencies and individuals from across the nation have reached out to us to express their support to this department. I'm reminded how our Moscow community, our families, and the nation has been impacted by this daily. Finally, I do want to thank our media partners for the help. You kept this in the news. You helped us with tips. You kept things going, and we truly appreciate that. And you are the product of those 19,000 tips that we received, which is an impressive number. I would like to invite Bill Thompson, the county prosecutor, up at this time.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Bill Thompson. I'm the Latah County prosecutor. And it's sad to be here, but happy to be here at the same time. As Chief Fry indicated, a criminal complaint was filed yesterday here in Latah County, charging the defendant, Mr. Kohberger, with 4 counts of first-degree murder, in addition to felony burglary, which involves entering the residence with the intent to commit the crime of murder. Mr. Kohberger, and let me preface, there is a pending case now in court, and I and my office and the investigators have to live with the restrictions that our Supreme Court places on pretrial publicity. That said, I promise you we will share with you through the court process or otherwise whatever we are allowed to. I just appreciate your patience on that. The factual basis for the charges are summarized in what's called a probable cause affidavit that is on file with the court. According to the rules of the Idaho Supreme Court, that is sealed until Mr. Kohberger is physically back in Latah County and has been served with the Idaho arrest warrant. At that time, we expect that that affidavit will be available to you so you can share the true facts with all of your readers and your watchers and your listeners and all of the people who are interested and really need to know what's going on. So please have patience with us on that. We hope to get that to you as soon as we can. As far as Mr. Kohberger, I can share with you that he is a graduate student at Washington State University and has an apartment residence over at Pullman. He has had an initial appearance in front of a judge in Pennsylvania. He is being held without bond, and the warrant from our magistrate judge here also provides for no bond. We understand that he's scheduled to be back in court in Pennsylvania next Tuesday afternoon, and that a public defender has been appointed for him there. The process at this point is, since he was arrested in another state, he has the opportunity to either waive extradition and return voluntarily to the state of Idaho, or if he prefers not to waive extradition, then we will initiate extradition proceedings through our governor's office. If we do that, it can take a while for him to get here. So again, I'm asking for your patience and understand that's just the way the system works. Once he gets here, he'll have an initial appearance with our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for further hearings. Your primary source of factual information is going to be the court record, because that's what the Supreme Court says we need to refer you to. So please pay attention to what's going on in court and have people there to watch and hear what's being said. As an attorney, myself and my office, we are limited on what we are allowed by the courts to say outside of the courtroom. So please just work with us. Finally, as the chief indicated, this is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. Y'all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward, call the tip line, report anything you know about him to help the investigators and eventually our office and the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why. Next, I'll introduce Colonel Ked Wells from the Idaho State Police. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police and certainly want to express our appreciation for your attendance here today. These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant lives from our community. Nothing we do can bring them back. The only thing that we can do in law enforcement to honor their memories that we know of is to bring this to a successful conclusion. This has been a very difficult time for the families, the university, the community, and the state of Idaho. However, it is also proven that communities come together in tough times. Certainly appreciate the support of the local community and our national audience that has been following us as our investigators have worked through this case. I'm thankful also to you, the media partners, who have helped keep this case in the forefront that generates the tips and we hope will continue to generate information that will help us to a conclusion of this proceeding. I'd like to express our appreciation on behalf of the Idaho State Police to Chief Fry, his leadership, and the entire Moscow Police Department for the way that they handled this from the very beginning. He directed the right people to the right positions that led us to this conclusion today. I've had the utmost confidence in this investigation and in Chief Fry, as well as in Mr. Bill Thompson and the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, who've been a great partner throughout this. Nothing has deterred the commitment of the investigators who've worked on this case, regardless of the organization they represent. It's been very trying and very difficult, as you know, that it has been on those investigators as they do the tedious work that they're so good at doing. The partnerships is what's led here as well. The partnerships between Moscow Police Department, I'd like to express our appreciation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, specifically the special agent in charge out of the Salt Lake City Division, Dennis Rice, and also the work that happened in the last 24 hours in Pennsylvania with the arrest with the Pennsylvania State Police and Colonel Evanchik with the Pennsylvania State Police. We appreciate what they've done across the nation to help us as well. As Bill shared, this investigation is far from over. In fact, I appreciate what he shared, that this is not an ending, but rather a new beginning. The difference now is, as he shared, that we are dictated what information we can share by the court process and by laws in our state of Idaho. And so we will share, as he shared. Mr. Thompson is absolutely committed to share everything he can share through the court process. We've got to make sure that we don't get in front of that process. And we really deeply appreciate everybody's support here. The relationships that were forged here and the partnerships that were forged have led to this. And based on that is why we're here today. And we continue to believe that the best way we can honor these 4 lives that have been taken is to make sure that we have a successful outcome here. One of the partnerships that's been forged throughout this is a partnership with the University of Idaho. And on that, I'd like to introduce the president of the University of Idaho, Mr. Scott Green.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho. Today's news of arrest is a welcome one. It's relief to our university, our community, and our extended Avondale family. The outpouring of support over the past 6 weeks helped sustain us during the most trying time. It provided the strength that helped us navigate the international scrutiny visited on our students and employees. We are truly thankful for the compassion and acts of kindness shown to our community. Kindness is contagious, and it provided the light that reclaimed ground lost to evil and darkness. We first want to acknowledge and thank Governor Little for the early promise of financial support that enabled the university to secure our campus and focus on helping our students and our employees in the wake of the crimes. We also appreciate the Idaho State Police and the highly visible security presence that brought comfort and calm to a community shocked and confused by the senseless crimes. We never lost faith that this case would be solved and are grateful for the hard work of the Moscow Police Department and their law enforcement partners. Vast and committed FBI resources brought important expertise to this complex case. Across the board, dedicated, highly competent personnel worked this case to arrest. This crime has nevertheless left a mark on our university, our community, and our state. While we cannot bring back Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan, we can thoughtfully and purposefully carry their legacy forward in the work that we do. Our students come first, and that was proven each and every day of this investigation. We are committed to safely delivering the college town atmosphere, campus experience, and high-touch quality education for which the University of Idaho is known. With time, we will heal. We will move forward together, and we will remain Avondale strong. With that, I'd like to turn it back over to Chief Fry.
So now we will open the floor to questions. However, I want to remind everyone, as Prosecutor Bill Thompson explained, any factual information regarding the arrest of Kohberger is currently sealed per Idaho law and will not be released until he has appeared in an Idaho court. Please formulate your questions accordingly. I recognize there are a lot of questions, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can.
Is there an evergreen or Argonaut reporter?
Lauren Patterson, Northwest Public Broadcasting, Spokane Public Radio. I realize the records are sealed. I guess I'm not too familiar with how it works, but can you tell us what tip, what lead, what piece of evidence really led you all the way from Idaho to the suspect in Pennsylvania?
As I've said in the past, that's part of our investigation, and we won't be releasing that at this time. We will have those answers. We'll have them as soon as we can make those available to you.
Then a quick follow-up and a two-parter. Is our community safe, or is law enforcement still on the search for other suspects who might be involved in this attack?
What I can tell you is we have an individual in custody who committed these horrible crimes, and I do believe our community is safe, but we still need to be vigilant, right? We still have talked about this in the past. We always need to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're aware of what's going on.
No other arrests that we know of.
Hi, Chief. How soon into the investigation did police and law enforcement begin to spot Mr. Kohberger as a potential suspect? And a follow-up, how many tips, if you can say, were specifically related to Mr. Kohberger?
To the tip part, honestly, I can't answer that question, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. On the other part, that's part of our investigation, and it will come out. I'd like the mic to please come right over here.
Thank you. Dana Griffin with NBC News. Can you confirm that Kohberger asked whether or not anyone else had been arrested when he was in custody?
I cannot confirm that, or I'm not sure of that information, but that would still be a part of our investigation.
Did CODIS initially return any hits on this guy?
That's still part of our investigation. That will come out. If we could get somebody over here, please.
And then one final question. Is there any message to the online sleuths who slandered and harassed people who they believed were responsible?
There was a lot of speculation going on, and we've always said from the very beginning that we're the official message that comes out, and to pay attention to what we're putting out there to the press.
Oh, he's nice.
I'm Nancy Liu with News Nation, and we were over at the house this morning, and you told us that the remediation would begin today. It was suddenly stopped. Can you tell us why?
Yes. The house cleanup has been halted, and that came by a legal request from the court.
Christina Corbin, Fox News. Chief, have you identified a motive?
That is part of the investigation, and that will come out as we continue the investigation. But what we still ask is for people to continually send us things in the tip line. We are still looking for more information. We're still trying to build that picture, just like we have stated all along. We're putting all the pieces together, and that will help.
Chief Veronica Miracle with CNN. Any indication that the suspect knew the victims?
That's part of the investigation as well. It won't be something that will come out at this point in time, but as we continue the investigation and as this case goes to trial, that will be brought forth.
Have you spoken to the families? Can you tell us what they've told you today?
Are you talking the victims' families? Yeah, we have reached out to the victims' family as we always do. We've done that daily, and we've continued to have contact with them.
Hey, Nate Sanford, you mentioned earlier that you're still seeking tips about Bryan and that people should still share whatever information they have. Can you speak at all about what specifically people should be reaching out for, like if they know something?
I would say anything and everything. As we've said all along, we know what tips we're looking for. We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those we need to use for our case. So we ask that everybody would do that.
Angela Palermo, Idaho Statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information close to your chest. Are you glad that you did that? And were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right and we've slowed down and we've continued to slow down. We'll continue to do that.
Hey, Chief. Have you guys found the murder weapon or the Hyundai Elantra?
Good question.
So we are still looking for all pieces of evidence, but we are still looking for the weapon. And I will say that we have found an Elantra.
Okay.
Stephanie Becker with CNN. Can you tell what it was like when you got the phone call when the police told you that they had your suspect?
I can tell you, for a lot of law enforcement, it was a fairly sleepless couple of days with as we were leading up to everything that we were doing. But what I can tell you is I have faith in those agencies across the nation. I have faith in our officers. I have faith in the FBI, and they did a great job. But sure, there was some times, even throughout the day, that we were always concerned.
Hi, Chief. Don, you're back at CBS News. Can you talk a little bit more about the suspect's connection to Pennsylvania?
All I know is that he lives in Pennsylvania.
Chief Guy Tannenbaum from Nonstop Local KHQ in Spokane. More about the Elantra. We saw reports that you mentioned that you recovered an Elantra, but can you specify where that was found? And we know that that was one of the biggest pieces of information you were asking from the public to tip. Were you able to provide an information on whether those tips led to this seizure of an Elantra?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out in the future.
Chief Glenn Mosley, Idaho Public Radio here in Moscow. The additional police presence in town and on campus, semester's coming. Is that going to continue?
You will continue to see state troopers in the area. You know, we're talking to Latah County as well. You will see a presence of us that we're always have up on campus. We have assigned officers to that. So you will continue to see a law enforcement presence. I'm going to take two more questions.
Hi, Chief. Julie Scott, ABC News. Can you tell us if you eventually had a license plate number to the Elantra and how you tracked it to Pullman?
Nope. That's still part of the investigation that will come out.
Chief, hi, Matt Lovelace with the Murrow College of Communication. I want to ask about Mr. Kohberger as a graduate student at WSU. Are you aware of if he returned to campus after November 13th? And have you had any communication with departments on the WSU campus about his attendance?
So some of that is going to be followed up as we continue our investigation. We'll be asking some of those questions, but that'll come out in the near future. So what I do want to do is I want to thank you all. You really have been the national voice for us. You've given us the opportunity to get many, many tips. And I do appreciate everything you've done, and we'll continue to look forward to working with you in the future on this. So I'd like to thank you for that and thank you for your time.
That's it. So it's kind of like we were saying earlier. I had a feeling we're probably going to find out more through the sleuths kind of on this particular thing and from people digging online, because they're going to keep their lips shut to, protect the investigation and stuff. I was kind of hoping they'd give us a little bit more, but they kind of really didn't give anything, which I understand. So, but hey, they got it, man. And he was nice too. He was nice because he could have said something about the
back in court.
He could have said something about the sleuths, some of the people that are harassing people. He could have said something about the people that were doubting them and stuff like that. But he kept it nice. He was nice. So, I don't know. You guys want to do calls, or are we all called out? And we just follow updates. Not much that came from that, really. Do you want to do calls? I mean, so this is a big deal. Big, huge deal. Lucia was found? No way. No way. Wait, but is that good or bad, though? Like, let me see. Oh, he's found deceased, though. I think. Wait, what? Lucian boy who disappeared, found dead. Wow. Wow. Let me just read this real quick, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do.
Thanks, Jason. It's been nearly 3 months now since then 4-year-old Lucian Munguia disappeared without a trace from a Yakima park. Since then, his family has tried everything they can think of to find him. KVU's Emily Goodell tells us that now includes a new picture released by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Lucian is a big fan of snow. He loves it. Every time it snows or if there's snow on the ground, he grabs his snow pants and he says, "Put your snow pants on, put your snow pants on."
But this year, there's none of that. Just an empty place in their house and in their hearts.
Like, I want to not decorate for Christmas. I don't want to put up the tree or like even acknowledge that Christmas is coming. But I have other kids that I have to keep going for, and it's not fair to them if I just put everything on hold.
But after 3 months, there's still no sign of her little boy.
There's no footage of anything. There's nothing. There's no piece of clothing, no shoe, no sock, no anything. It's just really, really hard.
Police say they still don't suspect foul play, but just in case Lucian was taken and his appearance has been changed, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has released a picture of what he'd look like with short hair.
It changes his face, like, completely, so people aren't just looking for, like, that long, beautiful, curly hair. They're more looking at kids' faces.
KVU reached out to the Yakima Police Department about this case and got a statement saying there's no updates to share at this time. And while detectives are still...
So they're saying Yakima police autopsy shows no indication of criminal acts in Lucian's death. Where was he found? The missing boy who disappeared in Yakima Park in September has been found dead. Lucian's remains were found near the river in Wapato Thursday afternoon. The family confirmed to KVU's Emily Goodell Friday. According to the Yakima Police Department, the remains were found in the area Yakima Valley Highway and Burke Road in Yakima County. A person reported human remains had been found. Those remains were compared with dental records, and authorities confirmed that they were those of Lucian. Based on the results of the autopsy, there's no indication of criminal acts that led to Lucian's death. So why did it take so long? A search of the park and the surrounding area turned up no sign of the boy, and his parents celebrated his 5th birthday without him. Wow. Where did they find him? How did they get all this time? Damn. Okay, well, I wanted to give that update. Thank you for the person in the chat. That sucks. I mean, that was a weird story, the way he just disappeared like that, but they're saying no criminal. Yeah, they say he was autistic and wandered off, I guess. Okay. Do you guys want to do calls, or how are you feeling, you guys? Or do we just call the live stream? Do a little poll. Do calls on the topic of the Idaho murders. I mean, I'm wondering, so take this with a grain of salt. I don't know if this is true or not. Let me just show you guys this. You guys want to do calls? Almost 40% say no, 60% say yes. Because if we don't do calls, then we're probably going to end the stream and then wait till something new comes up. Unless you want to do calls. There it is. This post here, I don't know if this is true or not. It says, I got wrapped into this case twice, and it's crazy. The first picture of me got leaked somehow, and then out of nowhere, this guy gets arrested, and I realized he was one of the previous buyers. I've been selling on the marketplace for years. This is a business account. I hope next time something happens like this, people stop throwing others under the bus. It's so messed up on social life when my friends saw it. A Spider Co. Grain of salt, though, guys. Just a heads up. Spider Co. Warrior discontinued. So you get do what you want, Mel. Get rest. Yeah, and I might have to go on News Nation tonight. Oh, if I don't, somebody said, Mel, if you don't do calls, swear to God. Do it now. Take the calls. I don't know if this is legit, man. I don't know. Yeah, if you guys could help me out with likes too, please, I'd appreciate that. So all that arrest stuff from earlier today, I just don't think it's valid. It has anything to do with this. There's other people that were being accused. I carry Spyderco's great company, Mellow Out says. Let me get the super chats real quick too. Dak Casper, thank you for the super chat. Says bro thought he was a real Dexter. Probably, yeah. Cynthia, thank you for the super chat. Amazing. Thank you for everything you do. You rock. By the way, many physics had him right. Brandy, hey, thank you so much. Jackie, thank you for the super chat. Says love all you do. P.S. Cash up under my name. Email begins with a D under AOL. Which I think let me check real quick. Facebook post can't even say right about meth use. Let's see. Brittany sent me a post. Cash App. Let's see. Cash App. I did get it. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Or this one says Jeannie. Maybe somebody else. No, that was the 20. I think this is it. And Lilac, thanks so much for the Cash App as well. Gamester TJ says, look up his research project on committing a crime, Erie. Yeah, we talked about that the last stream in depth, pretty much. Hayden Arnold says, hi, David and Gina, we got him. Thank you so much for the super chat. Misbehaving. He's rightfully emotional. Beckfist. Oh my God. He's clapping and the crying emoji. Humongous. Yo, this ish is crazy. Grim Teeth. Thank you for the super chat. Miss Cat. Great job covering this, Mel. Woot woot. Alina Dawn. They seem very certain on their decision. They do. Angela Cook says, thank you, moderators, for all your hard work in keeping this very busy live stream respectful. Thank you. Yeah, the mods are amazing. They went hard today. Miss Hunt, thank you for the super chat. Abby, thank you for the membership. You guys in the chat. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Maybe we could do 30 minutes. If you want. 30 minutes of calls, maybe. Chief Fry and all the LE involved are owed many apologies. Ooh. Apologize to all of them. Jamie G, thank you for the super chat, says Chief Fry and all of law enforcement are owed many apologies, you scum bag. No, okay, I shouldn't say all that. But she did say the beginning part. Moderator, what is his ties to Moscow? Ooh. I know, right? It's been kind of crazy. rather listen to Mel sing than calls. You guys want to see? People have been asking for recaps all day. You guys haven't heard the news? The suspect in the murders has been arrested. We've been talking about it for several hours. The suspects have been arrested, or the one guy so far that we know of. He's been arrested. They found some Elantra. They found the vehicle. He's been arrested, I think, in Pennsylvania. I think he has court or hearing or something, or I thought it was on the 3rd, they said. I'm not sure. It's been everybody, thousands of people. Everybody's watching this thing. I'm surprised people need a recap because we've been talking about it all day long. And recapping multiple times. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a quick search on this guy. I got the energy to like recap the shit. Suspect caught. Yeah, there you go. I'm just kidding. Piney Woods Law and Crime. So glad you're covering this. I told everyone on my channel that it was a guy like Danny Rolling. Ooh, even so far as hiding in the woods. So relieved. Yeah. We talked about the magazine earlier too. I don't know, man. Oh, I gotta show you the post. Let me show you this post from Facebook. Let me do this. Maybe I could just see people hunting these people down. Let me just mark up. That's like a lot to mark out there. Okay. Oh, somebody said he was doing meth. I don't know if that's true. That's just allegedly online. Maybe that's how he lost all that weight and stuff. I don't know. This is just the online talk. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the online talk. Here. All right, here it is. This happened in my development. Yes, he lived in iCkEdMeL. News crew setting up outside our gate. From what I hear, this is insane. I remember him from NCC. Yep, got fired August 2021. He was a little off before he started doing meth. Obviously, he went downhill from there. Wild. I don't know. That's what they claim. Miss Cleo doing the psychic lady doing a stream? Yeah, I should take a breather. Let's see what else we got. KJ, thank you for the super chat. Says heads up, it's going to rain in Albrightville tomorrow. It will be unseasonably warm 50s. If they're looking out for stuff, let them look, keep out of the area, please. I know it's tempting. Great coverage, Mel. Oh, they're gonna go over there. Those YouTubers gonna head out there now too. Now they're probably it's kind of they gotta head out kind of far. I don't know if they're gonna head out to there. Maybe. Misty Odell, you gotta check Taylor Rowland case in Arkansas. Thank you. TikToker was right about two things: PhD and time frame. Ooh, TikToker. Tick tock. Clock don't stop. Let's see what else we got. Maybe I should just space things out. We don't need to do calls. University of Idaho killing, what we know about the suspect. I feel like everybody's just kind of saying the same thing. Hi, iCkEdMeL. Thank you for coming on News Nation. What is the internet saying about this killer? Oh, they're saying he's using meth. Allegedly.
Breaking news in the murders of 4 college students in Moscow, Idaho on November 13th, stabbed to death in their beds in a crime that has horrified and mystified the nation. Law enforcement sources tell ABC News a 28-year-old man, Bryan Kohberger, is now under arrest in connection with the killings. We're told authorities arrested Kohberger thousands of miles from Idaho in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, and that a SWAT team entered the location where he was staying and took him into custody this morning. This comes more than 6 weeks after.
Yeah, he said we still need the community to be safe because we've always been saying that, even before there was any kind of threat. So, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be other suspects that turn up, but like those people that people were putting out earlier today, they're arrested, it's them, it's this, it's that, or whatever. It's not. It's this guy for right now. You know, I don't know if they're going to come out with other people. They would have announced the other people from this morning that people were claiming were arrested and related to this case.
After investigators say University of Idaho roommates Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, as well as Kernodle's boyfriend Ethan Chapin were all stabbed to death in the girl's off-campus house. With me now for more is ABC News' Xana Whitworth live in Moscow, Idaho, and former chief for the San Bernardino Police Department and ABC News contributor Jared Bergwan. So, Xana, we're now learning there was this arrest warrant, obviously for murder in the first degree. So this is the guy they think did it. He appeared before a judge today, ordered his extradition. What can you tell us?
So, Terry, what we know so far is that this arrest resulted from this criminal homicide investigation that was happening here in Moscow, Idaho. Now, Moscow PD remains the lead on this, and they, at this point, are not confirming this arrest. But our sources within the FBI are saying that Bryan Kohberger, again, 28 years old, he was highly educated, Terry. In fact, he had a master's degree in criminology from DeSales University there in Pennsylvania, but also attended Washington State University in Pullman, Washington, which is just less than 10 miles away here from Moscow, Idaho. So he will be extradited.
Somebody said most meth heads don't have a PhD.
Back here to Idaho to face charges for the most heinous crime that this city has ever seen. We're also told that the SWAT team knew what they were looking for and that he was arrested inside a house there in rural Pennsylvania.
All right, a long way, as you point out, Xana, from Moscow, Idaho. Jared, we now have the suspect. We've got the arrest warrant. What do you make of this? What happens next?
Well, the judge has already ordered him to be extradited, so he's going to be.
Is there anybody that knows this guy in the chat? Anybody that went to school? Any friends of this guy?
On his way back to Idaho before long, and we will start to see the court proceedings begin from there, from a preliminary hearing to presumably a trial. I will point out it's interesting that he's got this history in criminal justice. With no prior criminal history that I'm sorry, not a criminal history in criminal justice, but a history studying criminal justice with no prior criminal history. It's going to be a fascinating aspect to this case.
Yeah, it seems like he has a person who has been interested in this field, and now, right in the middle of the biggest murder case in the country right now. Xana, what's the latest on the crime scene and how this arrest factors into the investigation on the ground there?
Yeah, well, first, Terry, I'll tell you, one of my law enforcement sources told me, they weren't surprised that this suspect was highly educated. They, in fact, anticipated something like that. In addition to the crime scene, right, this off-campus home.
Ian Rose, is there somebody saying that they went to college together? Ian Rose, you still in the chat? Yeah, I went to college with that freak. If you're in the chat, I'll open up the lines for you. Ian Rose. Oh. All right. Let's see. Ian, if you're there, I'll open up the chat for you. I'll open up the lines for you. I'll do it. I'll open up the lines. I'm just kidding. Yeah, if you would call, that'd be great. Maybe give us some insight. I'll just take another shot of this. I don't know. I know it's horrible, the 5 hour energy. Okay. Call in. I'll be tweaking by tonight. Get rid of the meth theory. Jeez, it's offensive to substance abusers. Okay. All right, let me start this thing. Cool voice. Yo, Silvio, ¿quieres hablar, man? ¿Qué estás haciendo? But if you haven't been following the story, then we can do. Because I feel like when you spoke earlier, you're kind of catching up a little bit. Yo te llamé, pero no me dejaste mucho, tú sabes. So, entonces, iCkEdMeL, what do you think? What do you think, iCkEdMeL? We want to know. Nothing. I don't think nothing, bro. I'm covering myself legally. I don't know shit. These crazy people getting sued left and right. I don't know nothing. Let's see. Resume calls. Let's see. Hey, there's 2 people holding. Okay. A bunch of people calling. I want to get the person first. Yeah, what's that person's name? Ian?
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call
What's the area
screener
code for you?
line. Please enter your show or meeting number and press pound.
Hell no, I'm not 5'4". You crazy? I'm 5'10". Hell nah. I'm like 5'10". I'll give myself 5'10 and a half just to get close to 5'11". 5'10 and a half. Is that even a thing? Oh, they hung up on me. I gotta call back. Must be confused me for the other guy, that crazy guy. Compensating. Oh, sorry. I called the wrong number. What the fuck? Who did I call? Oh, let me try it again. I'm struggling. Okay. You guys couldn't even hear that, probably. I hung up on somebody called and hung up on. Oh, Ian? Ian said, ring me. So did you email me your phone number or something? I can call you if you email me. But how am I going to call them if I need the phone number? And please don't put your phone number in the chat. These people will come hunt you down. Want to email me? Sylvia said the guy does coke. iCkEdMeL, take a rest. Take a break, iCkEdMeL. I have 4 people on the line, but I don't know which one's Ian. Do you want to call in 954-787-3009, or you want to email me your phone number? And is that even a real call? Is that a real person? Let's entertain it. before I take the other callers. It's like 5 people text me, get some rest. He will not have ever taken meth. Ooh, he said no, he's not into that. Yeah, are you can you take the are you gonna call in or are you gonna send me an email so we can talk to you? Get your side, your perspective of things. Ooh, oh, we got something big popping off too. I might have to do another video after this thing. There's no rest. Oh my God, this news is crazy, and I'm not telling you. That's right, I'm not telling you. Oh, I'm gonna have a thumbnail made for me. Do I even have notifications? Okay. Just take the calls. So Ian's not gonna call? All right, we're just gonna take the calls then. Okay, 912. We'll try to keep it to 3 minutes. 912, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hey Mel, this is Randy from Georgia.
Hi. Good, how you doing?
I can't complain. I well, I know you've already recapped, and I watched the news, the press conference, but I just wanted to ask, the guy that they arrested, is he the suspect in the gray hoodie from the video, or is that something different?
He's a suspect. The guy, you talking about the white hoodie guy from the food truck?
Yeah, when the
that's
one
somebody
around
else.
with like FU or whatever.
No, that's that guy. I think that's Jack S. That's one of the 5-10 Jacks that they got, but it's a different person.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just confused. And last, before I let you go, you said you're going to do News Nation tonight. What time?
I don't. It would be 10 p.m. Eastern if it happens. It should be happening. Yeah, it should be happening. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it should be happening.
Okay, and so you're really not going to tell us what the news is? You're not going to drop no hints?
I wanna make a video.
You want to keep us hanging on? We love it. We love you for it.
Something to look forward to.
I'll let the other
It's
callers
interesting.
know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask. I just wanted to get caught up on that.
Okay.
All right. Well, you take
Thank
care,
you,
buddy.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, next caller, 817. How you doing?
Hi, this is Kayla from Ohio.
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Amazing.
Probably the 10th time you've been asked.
No, I'm good. I appreciate that you asking. I'm good. Thank you.
So there were just kind of two things that I wanted to hit. The first one, I can't remember enough about it. There's been so much speculation and so many residents talking, so I didn't know if anybody listening would be able to find it, but I'm pretty sure that a local said, who is familiar with the neighborhood, that it's easy to watch the girls' house from next door. And now everyone's saying that his sister lived next door, which could also explain.
I've been hearing that too. I haven't been able to
know.
confirm that, but I've been hearing that rumor.
Yeah. If that's true, it just makes them easy people for him to latch onto.
Right.
But I was kind of thinking, he killed everyone in the house, well, besides the two on the lower level, so angrily. And I think it could be with, his obsession with the one. Everyone reacted pretty strongly whenever they would notice him. It probably ticked him off really bad. And he may, instead of, just targeting the one, may have wanted to kill everybody that he could more easily recognize who were with her the most, just from getting angry.
Yeah, I wonder what his trigger
I feel like it
was. Why?
Yeah.
Why them? It was just this This obsession with murder. Why to go to that extreme? Not just one person, 4 people.
Yeah. And then he may never talk about it. He may not let anybody know.
Right.
But yeah, I was just hoping someone listening could probably find where somebody was talking about watching that house from around the neighborhood. And I can't remember word for word or anything, but something about it's easy to look into the windows from the house next door. Something like that. But that's it.
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm like spaced, but thank you so much for the call. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, you're fine. Thank you.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. People are saying that Ian Rose is calling. You got there's 5 calls on the line, so if I don't know what area code, it's hard for me to answer. You know what I mean? Wasabi. Private caller, how you
Hello?
doing? Hi.
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you how you are because I think it's rude to just start talking.
Oh, thank you.
But I like your channel. Okay, I was looking at, I was reading, I actually saw an interview and I was thinking, I wonder if iCkEdMeL knows that this is actually happening. This was a few hours ago.
Oh.
But they were saying that, Coeur did a Reddit post in the community for former prisoners to ask for help with research and a survey about how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing crimes. And I was wondering if he was just so obsessed with this study that he's been doing that he, just went off the deep end and wanted to know this information to the point where he committed the crimes himself. I don't know. It just seems really weird that this guy has a master's degree in criminology and is a murderer. I don't know if his studies drove him crazy, but I'm wondering,
Maybe now he's part of his own study. Like now he's part of his own survey.
Yeah, like he just had to have that answer.
He had to test the.
It's weird.
Yeah, like the Hulk and shit. Had to test it out himself, I guess. Or maybe he just has like this. Maybe he just had this crazy fascination, and like lived through other people and lived through other criminals and just took notes on how to get away with stuff and then finally practice it himself.
Yeah. And thought he could never get caught. Yeah.
Perfect crime.
So I'm just wondering that. Yeah. And also, if you take a look at the pictures, there's pictures from his earlier years where he looks normal. And then there's the later pictures, like current pictures where he looks like the demon possessed compared to the other pictures.
Right.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and you. Always do a great job.
Which one's the demon possessed one you talking about? Which one you think is demon? What's demon time one? Which one?
Okay, so there's I can email you some pictures.
Okay, please, yeah, if you can.
And tell you what I was looking at. Okay.
All
right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
all right, bye-bye. You're welcome.
Nice call. 757, how you? I'm trying to pick you up. 757, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Nancy. I'm calling from Virginia.
Hi, Nancy.
First time caller.
Amazing. Thank you for calling.
Hi. I'll say how you doing. You've been asked 50 million times.
I'm good.
I'll
How you
just
doing?
fill it out because I know you're on a time crunch.
I'm on a bender.
I'm
just kidding.
So a lot of people were saying that the police chief is old, and so is
They were hating
the
on him.
other guy. But with age comes experience and a lot of knowledge. And I have a criminal justice degree, and we need those people around. And a lot of the police officers and police departments don't want to release all this information because they need to hold this information. One, because if they release this information now, the perpetrator can, fight extradition from Pennsylvania. And if he fights extradition from Pennsylvania, then it can take longer to get him from Pennsylvania to Idaho. And we don't want that. We want him to not fight extradition so he can get to Idaho quicker. So that's something that they don't want. They want to get him here as quick as possible. And a lot of people don't understand all the laws and how the court system works. I know us lay people, because I don't practice criminal justice anymore. I had back surgery, but anyway, we want to know the information because, the public wants to be, comfortable in their own environment. So we want the knowledge, we want the information, but sometimes it's just not stuff that we can know. As far as, my belief on maybe why he did it, maybe he, was rejected by one of these females, and he didn't like the rejection.
Right.
And because one of the callers called in and said they went to college in that area, and it was close to that town. Maybe he was in that house at a party, and he knew the insides of the house. And so he had a little bit of knowledge. Maybe he did act alone, and he knew the insides of the house, and he knew what to do and how to get around in the home. Those are things that, maybe he knew and how to get in and out. And because he studied law enforcement and criminal justice, he thought he could get away with it because he knew some of the he thought he could get away without leaving DNA evidence and things like that. Serial killers or even murderers, they're very smart people, and they study these books. They get books on crimes, and they watch shows and all of this stuff. So it's just something that, to think about as well.
Okay.
I think he just may have been rejected by somebody. Something to look at. But anyway, thanks for taking my call.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There's 3 other callers on the line. People are telling me Ian's on the line, but I have yet to see one time it might be them list the area code. Somebody said 717 or 570. There's not one person with that area code on the air or holding. Nothing that's 570. It's 318, 346, and 323. So I'll take these callers, but I don't, and I'll check my emails one more time because I was asking Ian to email me as well. I can just find your number or call you directly. But if not, we'll go through these callers. I don't have a 757 on hold. 318. 318. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Terry. I'm calling
Terry.
from
Oh, they're gonna cancel you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm so relieved by this arrest. And I just wanted to call in and ask you a couple of things, like, what do you think about how he is really seems to be a lot like that Danny Rawling guy, like I was saying, and also the guy studying for a PhD in criminal justice is just weird, or however you say it, working on his PhD, but he already has his master's. But the previous lady said that all murderers and serial killers are smart, and that's just bunk. The only one that ever was the Unabomber, and he was really smart to the point of insanity.
Didn't they say Ted Bundy was smart too, though?
They said he was smart, but he was charming, and I think clever, but certainly not intelligent. I mean, he didn't do well in school and stuff like that. So I don't think he was that. I think people give him a lot more credit because he just was lucky, and it was the 70s. I mean, he just got lucky a lot. But the interest in murders and crimes in general was something that this guy apparently shared with Ted Bundy. I mean, Ted worked at a rape crisis center hotline. So, sorry, I didn't mean to say the word. SA crisis center hotline. So, while he was committing murders. So, he definitely had an interest, and he wanted to go to law school just because he wanted to he wanted to do well, but he couldn't. He couldn't do well in law school either. He just wasn't smart enough. And I don't think a lot of these guys are smart, but they're very clever in terms of what they want. And maybe this guy is more like the Unabomber, I don't know. But to me, it's exactly what I thought, which was a stranger to these people and just came in, got out, you know, exerted rage or his fantasy or whatever it was. And apparently, and this is just what I've heard, he made posts on Reddit and 4chan and stuff and said, I'm a spree killer, blah, 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 hiding in the woods. So I don't know if that's true or not, or
Right.
if that's
I saw the
him
4chan
or if it's
stuff.
somebody else. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm so relieved. And I so agree with everyone that says you need to get some rest and just shine on TV tonight. And thank God you're covering this.
Thank you.
And aren't you just excited that they've got this guy?
Oh yeah, I mean, finally, I was really shocked this morning, you know, so.
Well, I think what didn't you say, or somebody said yesterday, I think they have a suspect in mind, and I agreed with that. I think they did. I think they had the suspect already. So, listen, I didn't mean to take up your time. Have a
All right,
great
Terry.
evening. And
Thank you.
We'll talk soon. I called your wrong number today, I think.
Oh, maybe that was, okay, no worries. Thank you, Terry.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, I don't think there's no Ian holding or waiting or anything. So there's only 2 other people now. 346, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Houston, Texas. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, how you doing?
Very well, sir. I just want to congratulate you on your persistence with this case, and I think you've done
Thank you.
excellent, and your audience is spectacular. But I was looking at some things about this killer afterwards, and I found a correlation. The suspect has 2 sisters. One is a family therapist in New Jersey, and I find it very interesting because the therapy common denominator in us really expresses itself throughout several different killers. One of them is the El Paso shooting. The gentleman's father had was a therapist, a psychologist as well, and and also I wanted to also point out a correlation with another shooter that was intelligent. It was the shooting in Aurora, Colorado, with James Holmes, and James Egan Holmes was had a high educational background. He had a 3.9 out of a University of Illinois. He was on top 1% of his class. And so there is a proclivity to people who commit crimes on this scale and to this magnitude. So I just find it interesting that there are common denominators. There are things to see that do have connections, like in the photograph that you are showing on the screen. I find it interesting how the eyes on these shooters have very similar attributes. They call them Sampuco eyes. They're usually expressing themselves whenever there are psychological issues or drug dependencies and stuff like that. But yeah, I totally see this coming, and I built up a profile. I built up a profile on this individual. I do. That's what I do. So before I, you have to try to make an assessment of what people are probably like, and so, well, early on when they were trying to come up with a suspect, I thought, well, he had to be somebody capable of carrying this out physically, and so he had to have the attributes that would be able to commit and proceed with the crime, and then also exit. So he was able to get out of the scenario. So that took some planning. So I realized that the person was really educated in the subject matter that he was focused on, and I find that interesting because the Colorado type, the shooter was also.
Hello? Oh, there, we lost you for a second. The Colorado shooter was what?
You did? The Colorado shooter had obsessive interest as well, and I find that interesting. And so, obsessive interest in these psychological, I think, weaknesses that these people get exploited. I think he was exploited. I think there's too many common denominators for the way people are being utilized into these circumstances, with the drugs and the psychotherapist. None of these psychotherapists have ever helped any of these people stop doing these kinds of things that I know of. So I find it in another manner to where these psychotherapists are probably, I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but, you know, escalating these people, perhaps.
Like the medications and stuff, or?
Perhaps. I think it's encouraging. I mean, do you think any of these medications that will become abused? And then what happens when they run out of these medications?
Yeah, and I heard a lot of those medications too, like the doctors, that they're just, you just have to, it's like trial and error. You just got to go through a line of pills and until something finally kind of works for you. You just have to figure it out.
Exactly. And maybe after the medication is unavailable, they'll try to self-medicate in other ways out of substance abuse. And so, you know, I'm not surprised that he would turn to meth or anything else to kind of pacify his urges. But in turn, those same things will amplify that. And so that area, Washington, has a spike in crime. Not that particular area, but in Washington, I saw a crime heat map, and I thought it was interesting that there's, if you overlay the spike in usage in psychotropic drugs and you know, meth as well, it kind of matches with these crime spikes in those areas as well. And Washington is a deviation from most other statistics I found, because these other crimes or gang shootings or, you know, whatever that we're seeing in Houston is not like these kind of serial killing situations. These are more drug related. But that's all the point I wanted to make about the narcotic use, the prescription drugs, and the Colorado shooter. Yes, sir.
Amazing. Thank you for that call.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure, and I want to congratulate you on your effort.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, I'm going to take this one more caller. 323. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
No, it's me again.
What's
the
up?
Miami girl.
Miami.
No, just the same thing, that he's a horrible person and that he should get beat up and get stabbed with a spoon, whatever. But other than that, I also wanted to know, is it true that he has like a criminal record? Like a criminal record? Have you Googled that, or?
Not that I know. I think they said he has no criminal record. I think there was like some sort of traffic infraction or something that I saw, but like no actual like crime, like criminal record that I have heard of.
Yeah, because you know how like when Nancy Grace was saying that they couldn't find the DNA, or because I don't know what they do, but they put like a DNA into anyways, but I just thought like maybe he got caught by, I don't know, just by like his criminal record. So that's why I was like, does he have like a criminal record, or was he in the system?
No, it's no criminal record.
I don't know.
It's no criminal record. The guy just, I don't know. They said he was highly educated and went to school, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's clean.
No, and it's funny how like people,
I think the other, the California Stockton serial killer, I think he had no, if I'm not mistaken, no criminal history either, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because it's funny how like people say, oh, strippers are bad, bartenders are bad, bottle girls are bad. And it's like, I mean, look at this dude, look at this piece of trash. I mean, he's like an educated guy, smart, very geeky, whatever. And he was going around killing people and doing like some horrible stuff. It's like people shouldn't judge like, oh my God, she does this, or, actresses do drugs, whatever, and they kill people. Actresses don't kill people. What the heck? I mean, look at this guy. He's very educated, and I don't know. I mean, usually people that are educated, like they usually hide their, their other half, because they usually have a secret, which is like, I don't know. I don't know. They just have like another side. You know what I mean? Like, they act normal, and then they just have like this weird side. But yeah, just a bunch of weirdos. Like, people shouldn't judge, because I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, because people say that like guys that have tattoos, whatever, oh yeah, they're gonna kill you. That they sell drugs, and that's not true. That's not true. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, Well,
they might kill you. These people might kill you.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right, but
I'm just kidding.
It's whatever. I mean, I don't care. I don't care. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yeah, appreciate the call. Take care. Bye. Until the next time. Nice talking. Okay, I think we're done, man. I think maybe not. No, we're pretty much. There was an article. I don't know. I thought there was an article and I lost it. Let's see. What is this guy's name? Bryan Kohberger. Ooh, okay. Check it out. Update. Kohberger's DNA has also been matched to genetic material recovered at the off-campus house where the students were stabbed to death, according to sources. An FBI team from Philadelphia has been tracking him for 4 days in the area where he was arrested. So they got DNA evidence. But what happened to Nancy? She said something about like or maybe he wasn't in the database and then they got him to. They've been tracking him for 4 days. Yeah, so they're keeping an eye on his ass. Check your IG Instagram. Oof. I'll try. Let's see. Which Instagram? I got 2 of them. Let's see. Check your request. We got a lot of requests. I'm sorry, I can't find it now. It'll have to be another time. 22 minutes ago. I think that's it. Man. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate it. I'm gonna chill out and get a little bit of rest. If you guys could hit like, I know Ian, I don't know what happened with that. Maybe they were trolling. If you guys could hit like on the way out, I'd appreciate that. And we'll see. I don't know, whatever else the day brings. So somebody's been sending me like 100 messages today. They're kind of a little bit weird. A whole gang of like emails, like probably like 20, 15, probably 20 emails or something. I'm not even sure what they're talking about. It's just kind of weird. I think she's trying to send information. I don't know. I'm confused. We'll figure it out. Let me just make sure I got the rest of the chats, and then we'll get out of here. No. That's a funny. I got that. Misty Odell, you got to check Taylor Rowling. Oh yeah, I got that already. Thank you. Jackie Garnett, changed my mind on the poll. No calls, get rest. News Nation needs you refreshed. Thank you. Roxanne, TikToker was right about 2 things. PhD in time frame. Lapamola, thank you for the membership. Mon 34, bro. Double dog dare you to brush your hair on News Nation tonight. Amazing. That would be a tough one, man. That'd be a tough one to pull. And I feel like they'd pan the camera away on purpose or something. Like, cut it. Frankie, thank you so much for the super chat. Nikki Hayes, thank you for the super chat. Stacy Asbury, 15mm. I mean FFS. Friendly friends, stay. Stacy says his office been raided. It's 1 p.m. Is from the murder scene. Tamara, thank you for the super chat. Tamara also says anything about Jayon. They still going on about that name last night. If so, what? His name is going around as the killer just got here. They've been going around about that same shit all day long. He's not related, as far as I know, to the case. There's one guy that's related to the case that we've been talking about. I don't know about the other guy. We have one confirmed person so far. K5, don't get educated, kids. You heard it here. You heard it here first. Thank you for the super chat. Jackson Iris says, if I had an internship at PD, may got finger P. What? If I had an internship at PD, may have got finger P. I'm not sure what that means. So, thank you guys so much. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm going to get some rest. Shay said, call me when you're done. No. I'm just kidding. Call another friend. Call me if you want to. Everybody calling. Everybody. I love you. Anyway, man, I love you guys. Have a good night. Please, yo, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, please. Can we get to, by New Year's, maybe 170? That'd be nice. Subscribe if you're just watching and you haven't subbed. I'm not subscribing to you. Oh, we're at 169,000. Amazing. Amazing. Great. How do I show my live tab? So, subscriber, live subscriber count. How do I do that bullshit? I don't think that works anymore. Social Blade. I don't think that works anymore. Let's see. iCkEdMeL. Yeah, it doesn't work. YouTube changed their API. That shit don't work. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun sometime to sit here and just watch. That shit don't work. Is there any other sites that work? iCkEdMeL. Nope. Nothing works. Nothing works. iCkEdMeL. Oh, there's one site that kind of works. Let's see. It's a little off, but it's close. 16909. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm tired. But subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. Love you guys. He meant fingerprints if sus. Oh, worked sus intern for police department. Oh. I just emailed you something. Don't go. Stay right here. Do not leave. We need 1,000 by tomorrow night. Can we do it? No, probably not. Or maybe. Maybe I shouldn't say that. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.